Okay, Gary's Tour fans, this is going to be our video tour of the FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt Drive. It's a beautiful Saturday morning. It's about 10:30, 11 o'clock. We're going to try to get on there without dying. It is always challenging. Let's see if we can do it right now. We will try. Alright, video fans. This is brought to you by Gary's Tours. Subscribe and like if you like this. This is a very, very useful road to use when you visit Manhattan. We've just come over the George Washington Bridge and we jumped onto the FDR. You can also jump on the FDR from Long Island. You can take the parkways on Long Island to get to the FDR. The FDR goes up and down the eastern side of Manhattan. So depending upon where you want to go, this is a very efficient way to travel in Manhattan. Frequently, for example, if I'm going to the theater district, I'll take the FDR and get off an exit around 125th Street or maybe a little lower, I don't know, and find a garage to park. Parking there is cheaper, then take a cab to the theater district. It's cheaper parking that way. I also recommend, by the way, an app called parkway. When you travel to New York City, make sure you have parkway. You can book in and pay in advance, schedule the times you want your parking space reserved, and you can save up to 50% and more on what the parking would be. If you just drive into a parking garage, you're going to be paying the maximum amount they can get from you. So you can save often 60-70% of what you pay by using parkway app. Everyone uses apps now to park. So now you see we're moving along here. Very little traffic on a Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. And we're passing 142nd Street. That's way up in Harlem. And we're working our way further south. And there's also sort of like, I call them service roads, that parallel on either side of the road, the FDR. Sort of like the service roads on the Long Island Expressway. Many other roadways have those. So you can ride on those. They use those if there's an accident. You can shunt traffic off onto the service roads. But they're also a good way to travel if you're going very locally and there's no exit that meets your needs. Now we're going to have to change lanes, it looks like, because we're on an exit lane. They do that a lot here. This is Park Avenue, 132nd Street. We're making very, very good time so far, but now it looks like we're coming into a stop. The road goes right under the United Nations. It's really a cool way. Now here's 125th Street. That's the main road that goes east-west. It's a two-lane street, goes east-west across Harlem. It's the main street of Harlem in New York, in Manhattan. Tomorrow, the 15th, is the African American parade on Adam Clayton Powell Drive, which marches up through Harlem. We're going to go cover that as well. Today we're covering, ultimately when we get there, now we've got some traffic, but when we get there, we'll be covering today the parade of the Feast of San Gennaro in Little Italy. That video will also be up very shortly. We're doing this because the City of New York requires that we have a certain number of what they view as newsworthy coverage videos in order to get a New York City press pass. And you say, why do we want a press pass? We want a press pass so that we can cover the Thanksgiving Day parade for you. We're going to cover live the entire Thanksgiving Day parade and live stream it to you. There are a lot of people who don't necessarily subscribe to NBC, who's the prime broadcaster, but they can stream it on YouTube. So we'll be one of the people streaming on YouTube the Thanksgiving Day parade. Blowing horns often doesn't help. This is a great road to go and get to where you want to go. You also see a lot of the bridges between, I believe that's Randall's Island across the way there. This is the Randall's Island Bridge that comes into Manhattan. Randall's Island is now kind of built up. Lots and lots of apartments have expanded onto Randall's Island. 30 years ago, there was practically nothing on Randall's Island. A couple of, I think, mental hospitals or something are on Randall's Island now. It's tall buildings. Some look like office buildings as well. It's hard to say. I don't know. I haven't followed it that much. We have to try to get out of here because this is not going to take us on the FDR. And I know. You don't want to let me over because you hate me. I want to stay on the FDR. This is an exit to the Bruckner Expressway. I want to go to the FDR and stay on the FDR. Let's see where we should go. Don't want to go to Randall's Island. I want to go over here, actually. Let's see if this takes us to where we want to go. Maybe it will. I don't know. I think it might keep us on the FDR. Let's see. I know I don't want to go on the Robert F. Kennedy Bridge or the Bruckner Expressway. One of the benefits, I guess, of motorcycles or bicycles. You know, we're theoretically getting off, but I think we'll have the opportunity to get back on. This is a new change they made in this roadway. Oh, I should have stayed on that. I could have stayed on the FDR Drive. Didn't know it. Look, now we've got off, we have to get back on the FDR. So I made a mistake based on that change. I thought that was an exit only for the bridge, the Bruckner Expressway, but it looks like it's also still the FDR Drive. So I should have stayed on it. I made a mistake. Let's see if we can get back on the FDR Drive. While we're waiting in traffic, I'll take a break. I don't want to bore you with not driving.